I'm actually the one that is being judged for not drinking alcohol. But if I judge you for doing it, then I'm the bad person. But I'm being judged. I'm being told that I'm boring. I'm being told that I'm pretending. I'm being told that ons is die vroumense wat nie getrou word nie. Lovies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of y'all that are new, my name is Queen. My channel is all about lifestyle, homemaking, motherhood, vlogs, and home cooking. In today's video, we'll be doing something a little bit different. We are doing sit downs now. Let's talk. So with that said, as you guys may have read my title, today I'll be taking you guys on the reason why I've never consumed alcohol or smoked in my entire life. Now, I'm turning 29 this year. Yeah, I'm very old. So I'm turning 29 this year, and throughout my life, I've never consumed alcohol. I've never smoked cigarettes or anything of that sort, nor did I smoke habli, or what do you guys call it? Is it habli bubbly? I haven't done any of those things. So I'll be taking you guys on to what was it that led me to actually come to a decision that says I'm not gonna try any of this and I don't want to try. So yeah, with that said, before we head into this video, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. This video is not judgment towards anyone that does any of those things. We come from different places and we have different beliefs and we have different ways of doing things. So this video is not to say to anyone that you are doing wrong for drinking alcohol, smoking, or anything of that sort. It's your life, it's your decision. This video is about me, it's about my life, and it doesn't mean that I'm better than anybody else. It just simply means that I'm doing what is better for me. That is the disclaimer that I wanted to put out there. So now that we got that out of the way, let's proceed. And also, I'm sure the thought that came to your mind when you guys probably found out that I'm not doing any of those stuff, probably thinking that I'm a nerd or anything of that sort. No, I am not a nerd. I mean, look at me. Do I look like one? Get me from me, Moi. I'm just going to give you just a few seconds just to take a look at me, and then you tell me if I'm a nerd. Do I look like one? Do I dress like one? Do I act like one? I don't think so. Okay, so I'm not a nerd. It's just a decision that I've made at a very, very young age, and it has stuck with me for literally, should I say all my life? Yeah, basically all my life, because for the years that I'm still continuing to live, I am still standing by my decision and I'm still standing on it. One of the things that I've actually that I know is that as someone that has studied psychology, one of the things I know is that most of the decisions that we make in our lives as adults, in the way we treat people, in the way we handle certain situations, is mostly influenced by it's mostly influenced by our childhood. Could be childhood trauma, how you were raised, and alvaredang, as you know, it just says a lot about your reasonings and how it speaks on your background. It speaks on everything to do with your childhood and all that stuff. So it's very important to kind of heal from your childhood if there was any sort of trauma and whatnot, so you don't bring that on to your marriages, to your adult lives, and to your friends and alvaradangas. So with that said, guys, I'm just gonna take you guys back a little bit to my childhood and what it is that actually led me to decide that I'm never gonna consume alcohol or anything related to that. Okay, so as I've mentioned in my Get to Know Me tag, a few years back, I mentioned that I was actually staying at the village. I grew up with my grandparents at the village, and I schooled there up until grade 4, I think. Yeah, grade 4 actually. And then after that, that's when I came to Windhoek. So when I came to Windhoek, I was in grade I was starting grade 5. So when I came there, then I came to live with my mom. So during that time, for my primary school years, I was staying in a location called Dolam. Dolam, if you guys know, you guys that are from Bandung, is they can't find Semnioma Stadium. So that's where I had my childhood. And this picture was captured in Dolam, and it just reminds me of how we used to play and all that. When I came to Bandung, that's what I was introduced to. So Dolam, for you guys, for those of y'all that know, Dolam is one of those what do you call it, as a vulaga kasi. Dolam, it's in Karutura, it's the hood, should I say, for those of y'all that are not in Bandung, it's a hood. It's in Karutura. It's the same as the Bambu Lokasi, the Lokasi Jelekan was speaking Bulach and Jemupiki tough, yes, Rangi. But I was just a child, you know, and I literally had the best childhood within that location. I had the best of friends. We did a lot. We went to UN Plaza, we'd go play. We went to Karutura swimming pool, always in a group. We were always in a group. On the that wasn't the best. I literally had the best childhood. Like, and one thing about my mom, she would always try to keep me in the house. She would try her best to keep me in the house. Maar as ze weer toe gaan, dan gaan ik mos eat, and then she will go look for me with a belt. Yeah, near. Then my friends will tell me, your mom is coming, and then I will go hide. And so I literally had the best of childhood. So yeah, so that's the thing. I was staying there at for the time that I was in primary school, and eventually when I got to high school, we had to move out of the location. So during the time that I was a child within that location, in as much as I was just a child and I was busy playing and I was just having fun, I was still very much aware of my surroundings. Like, I was so much aware of what is happening within and around me. And I think but during those years, you know, there was a bar, like there was this big bar, as a JM or what. So a lot of people would actually drink alcohol and then they would fight. People will fight. Like, how should I put it? You're just busy playing and whatever, and then you just see the ambulance came, the police came, people were stabbing each other, and I'm just like, okay, but those people were chilling together. It means that some had drunk, and now that they're drunk, people started fighting, people started stabbing each other. Elke naweek, jy hoor net wie is gesteek. Elke naweek, you just hear this and this and this. Okay. So it was actually a bit hectic, and then I was very observant of everything happening, and I was just like, yo. So with that said, actually, it doesn't mean that every person that stays within that hood was prone to alcohol and fights and all that stuff. That particularly that is almali. And also this should tell you that the location that you find yourself in, the location that you grow up in, shouldn't determine the type of person you are. I mean, look at me. I had my childhood there, but I didn't allow that situation. I didn't allow the influence. As a person, you shouldn't allow, you shouldn't use that as an excuse. So, like I said, I was very much observant of my surroundings and what is happening around me. Like, there's a couple that's probably staying next door, and then Mondag tot Vrydag, the people are all lovey-dovey, the people are living a very peaceful life. But all of a sudden, during the weekend, you hear people are fighting, police came, A, B, C, D, and then you're just like, okay, what's happening? Maar no, the man came home drunk. The lady came home drunk. She started a fight. He started a fight. People started fighting, and this is just things that are happening literally everywhere. Like, whether you are in Rocky Cross, Barbar, those are things that are happening everywhere. But then for me, I had to. Unfortunately, I had to witness those things at a very young age when I came to Windhoek, and I'm sure most of us witnessed this type of things. And then I was just like, okay, what's happening? Die mense was dan heel lovey-dovey during the weekdays, but the moment alcohol enters their system, people start fighting, and then there's just chaos happening. And I remember at that very young age, I literally remember vividly how I told myself during that time that once I grow up, I'm never gonna drink alcohol. I was I'm never gonna drink alcohol. And people used to say, never say, they used to have that thing back in the day, like, never say never. I was like, girl, I'm not doing it. Once I grow up, I will never drink alcohol and anything of that sort. Okay. And then going back to my house, I never had anything related to alcohol abuse or anything of that sort within my home, because my mom also doesn't drink alcohol. She's never drank, and I've never seen her holding a glass of alcohol, never heard of it literally all my life. She doesn't. So that also was a like influence to me, that not influence, but it was like she's my role model, obviously. So I was looking up to her, and most of the times the things that parents do in the house, kids tend to adapt because they feel like if my mom is doing it, it's probably okay for me to also do it. Whatever, that's what you tell your little mind during that time. Okay, so for me, that was never an issue. It was very peaceful. My mom was very strict about it and anything close to that. So, and obviously now I have 4 brothers, right? So my brothers obviously eat khan and they would try and drink, but they would always make sure they will hide. As a lapiri drink, they will hide. They will never bring it in the house. They will never do it in front of my mom. And I'll always be the one to, when my mom comes home, I'll be like, Mama, who? They were drinking beer. They're outside and they went to throw. I will even go look for the bottle in the trash can and I'll bring it to my mom and I'll show, and then they'll get in trouble. I was literally, oh my goodness, I was a child, and I felt like it's so wrong. And I was just kind of like protecting them in a way, because I was like, I don't want them to fight. So let me just tell my mom so they can stop drinking. Jokes on me. Anyways, so that's what they would do. So up until this day, like my brothers are grown, but they don't drink in front of my mom, and me mine and so on. So they don't drink in front of my mom. They would rather do it on their own. But so made me mustn't drink at this big age. They don't do it, and my mom doesn't play about it. So yeah, so that's actually one of the things. I never found the beer within our fridge, and I just felt like, ew, gross, disgusting. And also another thing is when you are a child that is just in primary school or whatever, there's most always those ladies in the street or in the location that are a bit older than you, that are so beautiful and well dressed and anything of that sort. And then you just always admire. They from but you say, Auntie, you look nice. Or when the lady passes by, you're always like, the shoe is mine, and then your friend will say the handbag is mine, those type of ladies. So within that area, I also had those type of people that I would kind of look up to, but then I would always see them drinking, and time to time, after a while, I started seeing how alcohol has actually destroyed them, because die mens bad nie meer is mooi ordentlike vroumense wat uit 'n ordentlike huis uitkom, but the person is not bathing anymore, wakes up in the morning, sit weer met 'n bier, papalas en sulke goed, and then you're just like, why? So I'm mooi vroumense, and then you're just like, so is that what's gonna happen to me if I start drinking? So I always just had that in my mind. I was like, once I grow up, I'm never drinking those things. So now that we got that out of the way, the question stands: my decision that I made at a very young age, could it be like because of the values and beliefs my mom has instilled within me, or is it because of the fear of everything that I've seen at a very young age within the streets? Could that be the reason why? So to answer that, I think and I believe that it's actually both. The beliefs that my mom has instilled within me and what I've witnessed. Because basically what my mom would tell me within the home, or not that she would tell me, I heard her telling my brothers, because obviously they were much older than me. So she would tell them that alcohol is 'n goeie ding, daar's niks goed wat uit alcohol uitkom nie, en dit it just causes chaos. So basically what my mom was saying within the home, I got to witness it within the streets. So I was just like, she's talking the truth. So basically both played a role when it comes to that. Okay, cool. So now eventually I had to grow up. I grew up, and then by then we already moved out of the location. But obviously now I got friends, I started dating and all that. So now the question is, how has the fact that I don't drink alcohol affected my friendships and relationships? When I was in high school, I literally had the most peaceful group of friends. They would never go to clubs, they wouldn't drink, they wouldn't, they were just being cool girls. And when we'd meet up and do things, we'll just have sleepovers, that's one thing that I appreciate also. When I was in high school, I made sure that the group of friends that I was hanging around, my circle of friends, were kind of within my line, you understand? So obviously some of them van ons is mos nou nie dieselfde nie, Obviously, some of them would drink and all other than us. Maar dit was nie so erg soos like I saw other kids do it. So my group of friends was very reserved and laid back, you know. And my best friend, up until this day, she does drink, but she's just like a wine girl. Like she'll just drink wine of not picky light drinks. What do you call it? Cider? Yeah, here and there. So she's also not someone that every weekend you will see at the parties, and she's also not that person. And I love that. For me, I love that she's my best friend. So it just kind of aligns, and I love her for that. So like I said, I went past high school, and when it comes to dating, I just put it out there that I don't drink alcohol, and this is who I am, you know, just to see is this person gonna judge me or whatnot. But when it comes to dating, it has been quite I've actually gotten a lot of respect from men because of that, and they respected my values and they were okay with that. And not up until this time, like, listen, I'm not this type of person. If that's the type of girl you want, literally by the talking stage, I will let you know, because I'm not that girl. Like, I don't even do clubs. I've never been to a club or a bars and the yellow plek. I don't do those things. So if you want a type of girlfriend that wat met jou sal uitgaan en dit tipe goed doen, that's for you. It's definitely not me. Just pass. And I remember I once went on a date with this other guy, but that was way back before I even became a mom. So this guy told me that, okay, listen, Queen, I'm taking you out on a date. And then he took me to Big's Car Wash. For those of y'all from Banduku, you obviously know what Big's Car Wash is. It's most icon from single quarters. The guy took me to Big's Car Wash, and I was literally so uncomfortable. I literally just sat like this the entire time, and I kept asking him, when are we going home? What time are we going home? And he kept saying, ons gaan nou, ons gaan nou. And I just like didn't like it. Ek het nie van dit gehou nie. And mind you, I had told this guy that ek doen nie dat tipe goed nie. When I went home that night, I literally got home, broke up with the, I texted him, I told him, listen, I already told you, does he but van Honi, does he but Doni. I don't know if he was trying to test me in a way, but two on Starvas, he bought me like juice and so on, but he probably just saw it like yeah, he was ernstig. But I literally broke up with him that night, and for me it was easy to do that because we were literally in the talking stages or whatever, and it wasn't even that serious. So I was just like, boy, bye. You can't take me to Big Car Wash. And mind you, I'm an introvert, right? So I don't like to be in crowded places and they with environments. I just feel so uncomfortable in Egnani, so eventually I grew up, I started up, and then I was now like, how would I say, having friends and colleagues and all that things. Then people would most now start inviting me to places and Selkahoete, and then I just wouldn't go, or I would always let them know that I don't drink and so on. But a lot of people wouldn't believe me. They would probably like, ah, she's pregnant. And some of them would actually invite me to places in hopes that my true character will be unleashed. So they'll invite me to places and then they'll be like, yeah, fat net, drink net, piggy, prune net. And I'm just like, I'm not doing it. And that's one thing that I love so much about myself. I can never be influenced, you know. I can never be forced into doing things that I don't want to. Peer pressure has never worked on me. Most, if not all the decisions, actually all the decisions that I've made in my life, I made it with a sober mind. I've made it because I wanted to, and all the things that I do and that I have and that I want, it's not out of influence, it's because I really like it, and it's because I really want to do those things. Because if I was that type of person that would be forced into a situation, for me a no is a no. If I say no, it's a no. All the people that I've been with, it's because I wanted to and not because I was forced to. Because hey, if I was with someone just because they forced me to, then I would be with people right now, because hell no, I don't do that, okay? So that's one thing that I love so much about myself, and it has helped me to boost my confidence in a very sober, mindful way. And I love literally how yeah, anyway, yes, anyway. So people would invite me to places, and then they would give me like as a shots, big, and I'll be like, I'm not doing it. And eventually they gave up and so on. So I'm not a type of person that ek doen nie die clubs and hotels nie, but I don't mind not that I don't mind. I don't have a problem with having friends or being with a partner. The one for the partner, most importantly, ne, you need to have boundaries. I don't mind. Like you can drink, not boundaries but limits. You can drink your things in wara wara. Mamuni elke naweek is net jy wat drink. What are you celebrating every weekend? Ek verstaan nie. Because eventually, like from the start, I will let you know. Okay, obviously you know I don't drink, but I don't mind. Ons kan by die huis sit en jy drink jou biertjies, ek doen my goedjies, it's fine. As jy wil uitgaan, you go out. I'm not that girl that will follow you around. But if you're gonna do that every weekend, why is my man out there every weekend drinking, celebrating things that are not happening? So, and eventually they gas reuk, you know that smell of alcohol the next morning? I've smelled it from people. And I wouldn't want to be in your space, you know. I wouldn't want to lie down next to you knowing that there's no net. And eventually my body will start rejecting you. I will start drifting apart from you and I wouldn't like it. So do your good, but like do it drink at least once a month, you know, or when you go to events or so, and don't do it because you are home. Don't do it, yo guys. Yeah, so when it comes to friends, I'm okay with having friends that drink and so on, but if you are that friend that is now at the clubs and at the bars every weekend, we obviously we won't match, you know, that's at work, and like I don't mind and so on. Like my friend, like I said, my friend, she drinks the wine and the illegwikkies. So when she will come visit me, she will bring like a bottle of wine. Is it wine or champagne? Is it wine? It's not wine. Yeah, she'll bring a bottle of wine for herself, and then she'll bring like what is it, like a 2 liter Coke or juice for me. And I have wine glasses in here like for my friends because I love hosting, you know. I love hosting, I love having friends over just to have a relaxed day, and then we can chill and all wat dit ding is. Maar dit hoef mos nou nie elke naweek te wees hier wat ons tyd tipe goed doen nie van drinkery. You can come over, we can chill, we can have snacks, we can do whatever we want to without alcohol being involved. Of asking, well, do your thing, but to make it happen. So my friend will come over, she will drink her wines and wara, and she'll even leave it here and then she'll go. But then after like after like 2 days or so, I will call her and be like, girl, come get your bottle. It's not looking cute. It's not going with my aesthetics. Just come get it, you know. So I'm not a judgmental type of person. I just don't see the point of being around people that finds the need to do that every other day. And like you are working, and you know, another thing is I haven't seen anything good that came out of alcohol. I haven't seen any achievement that came out of alcohol or anything of that sort. You know, people have lost their jobs because of alcohol. People would come to work smelling so bad, like yelgas, and I just don't see the point of why. And you know, this doesn't make me a perfect person, or it doesn't mean that whatever that I do in life is perfect. Neither that particularly so, but life is already hard enough on its own. I wouldn't want to add that to my plate. You know, if you are having problems and you drink alcohol tonight just to forget, or I don't know what it does to your body, the next morning if you wake up, be rest assured your problems are still going to be waiting for you, or even more worse, because now you have used money just to go drink and now you have problems and you are also still broke. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't see the point in, I'm not one to tell anyone what to do, you know, even when it comes to my partners. I'm not gonna tell you muni drink and so on. But then what I actually like is the people that I've dated is okay, heavy drinkers. So I knew how I was choosing. But some people, as time went on, some people were just like, I was just like, nope, it's not happening. It's not happening. So I don't know how alcohol makes you feel. I don't know what it does to your body, so I can't really speak for you to say don't do it or whatever, but we must just know who to be around and alvarezangas, because to me no, it's not cute. I don't like it. And a lot of people have actually called me that I'm boring and alvarezangas just because I don't drink alcohol, and I'm okay with it. I'm so used to it. I've been judged, I'm actually the one that is being judged for not drinking alcohol. But if I judge you for doing it, then I'm the bad person. But I'm being judged. I'm being told that I'm boring. I'm being told that I'm pretending. I'm being told that ons is die vroumense wat nie getrou word nie. Some ladies have a tendency of saying that, like, no, men don't marry women that are always at home. Men don't marry, they marry, apparently the men marry the women that are out there and about. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm not doing this for marriage or anything of that sort. I mean, this is a decision that I made at a very young age before I even got into dating. This is a decision that I made. This is personal. This is who I am. It's my life. It brings me peace. It brings me, Rangi. So I'm not doing it for any justification from men or anything of that sort. If he finds me as a wife, then he will receive favor from the Lord, and he will find a good thing. That's for him, But I'm not doing it to put myself out there, and no, baby girl, I'm not doing it for anything of that sort. And if the man choose the woman that drink, it's fine. Let me be the last woman standing that is not married just because I'm not drinking alcohol. Because I know eventually the right person will see the right values within me, and you will eventually find favor from the Lord, So ek is eens nie bekommerd oor dit nie, en dat gaan nie eens oor dit nie. And one thing I love is I've never actually been curious to even try it. I've never wanted to ever. I never woke up one day and said, let me just try a little bit. Let me just never, like, tydens het eens nie by my gekom nie, and I'm glad, and I feel like it makes me so pure, and it makes me understand now why I'm also God's favorite child, Julle is ook, maar this is about me, We are all God's children, but this is about me, and I feel like it makes it so much easier for me to even stay away from the things that I'm not supposed to do as I'm growing up and as I'm growing more closer to God. It just makes my path more smooth and more clear. I'm not sleeping with any guilt. I'm not sleeping with a mind that is full of, like I said, guilt and all the things. I'm not um going on hookups and whatever with people just because those people want to buy you alcohol. And I'm not saying not everyone that drinks, you guys know there's people out there, but it means it has saved me from a lot of things, because I don't know what else I would have experienced or went through within my life if I had added alcohol to my life, and if I was that person. And I'm just so glad that my dignity is always with me, and I haven't been involved with people that I'm not even in relationship with. I didn't go home with people that I don't know just because the person het die tafel vol gepak, of net die person het so en so gemaak. The only people that I've been with is the people that I've actually dated, long term relationships. Long term meaning is in 'n verhouding wat vir 'n baie lang tyd gehou het and so on. So all my relationships have lasted for years, actually, all my relationships, because I know who I am and I have dignity within me, and I am not allowing anyone to pressure me into making decisions that I don't want, or into temporary things that I know is not going to take me anywhere. About being called boring and so on. When I'm around the right group of people, when I'm around my people, I know how I am, and I know how to have fun. My friends would always say, Queen, that cool drink is making you drunk, because I'm naturally like a hyperactive person. Ek praat baie. I'm so hyperactive, and when it comes to, like, probably we're having get-togethers and whatever at home, I'm always just, ek is daar by die kos, and I'm always dancing. I'm always, while you are sitting there with your glass of alcohol being all drunk, I'm enjoying my life in a sober state. I don't need any substance or alcohol to boost me, to have fun, or to be that type of person. And when it comes to, like, what I do for fun and so on, I'm, like I said, I don't do clubs in Alvarez, but for me, I love going for brunch, going for lunch, dinner dates, going for shopping, traveling. And it's so weird how before I started my YouTube channel, I would actually travel a lot. Like, I would go to lodges, I would go to the coast. Like, I think that is on my Instagram. So, on my Instagram highlights or whatever. So, that's something that I actually want to get back into, because if it were up to me, I'd be traveling every weekend. That's my idea of fun. And mind you, I'm also an introvert, so I love being home. I'm someone that I will come within this home, I will shut my door as long as I have my internet, I have my phone, I have my smart TV, and I have snacks and I have food. Trust me, you won't. So with that said, guys, thank you guys for tuning into this video. And if this video has inspired anyone that probably wants to quit drinking alcohol or anything of that sort, just do it. I mean, it doesn't make me a perfect person. I have made decisions, like a few decisions that went against the values that my mom has instilled within me. Like, I mean, I got a child at a young age. Even though I was done with school and all that stuff, I was still very young. I was not married. So I'm not perfect, but that doesn't mean that every decision I make in life has to be a bad decision, right? Life is already hard on its own, so I wouldn't want to add more to my plate by drinking alcohol. And yeah, not the yellow situation. I wouldn't want that, right? And I'm that girl, so me not drinking alcohol, probably my money goes to chocolates and Nutella in the yellow. Which is still okay, because yeah, I'm not wasting any money on alcohol. And if you're drinking it just to escape your problems, just know that if you wake up in the morning, your problemas sal nog altyd daar wees. You could have used that money just to solve maybe a fraction of your problems or anything of that sort. So, and don't let anyone influence you into doing things that you don't want to do. Don't let your boyfriend, your friends, or whatever, don't do things to please your friends, okay? Here's it. I have friends that drink alcohol, but I've been very open with them and I told them who I am, and the real one stood by me. I haven't lost a friend because of that or anything related to that. So just stick by your word, just stick by your decision making. And I'm glad that my mom has instilled these values within me, and by God's grace, I will continue to instill this within my daughter as well. If I can make that decision at a very young age while I was in primary school and I stood by it until this day, so can she. She's already saying she's not interested in anything of that sort. But kids grow, people change their minds. But all I can do is just pray about it, and God will continue to guide her through every decision that she makes in life. So as for you guys have a decision. You as an individual, you to decide. Sometimes say for instance, you come out of a home whereby there was alcohol abuse and you saw your dad or your mom drinking alcohol, and then you are coming here to say, no, the reason why I'm drinking is because that's how I grew up. I saw my mom do it, I saw my dad doing. That's what you are saying. But you do know that you can also take that story and tell yourself that reason why I'm not drinking it because I saw my dad do it, I saw my mom do it. It's all about perspective. You can decide that. Please do let me know in the comment section if you guys like this type of videos, if I should do more sit downs with you, because trust me, I have a lot of story times and all that just to bring to you guys on the table. I love doing this. So please do comment down below what type of videos you guys would love to see. Should I jump into relationship content, like in relationship talks, story times, more vlogs? I don't know. You guys should let me know and I will definitely hop into it. With that said, guys, bye.